Today, it finally happened. Apple announced the iPad mini. Every inch an iPad. It's an iPad, except it's smaller. The full iPad experience, same resolution, although, that being said, a lower PPI, or pixels per inch. 7.9-inch display, over 275,000 apps already optimized for the iPad resolution. Ultra-fast wireless that has been upgraded as well, and it's available for pre-order this Friday to be shipping to your home or business on November 2nd. I will be ordering an iPad mini just to try it, if only to compare it with my Nexus 7, because I have one of these as well. And I'll also probably be comparing it to a Surface with Windows RT when that arrives on Friday. I'm going to have a house overflowing with gadgets. This is a big news for a lot of you who had been waiting for a screen that was larger than an iPhone or an iPod's, but smaller than an iPad's. You get the iPad mini. So in terms of specifications, it is, I would say, for all intents and purposes, like the new generation iPad, the 4th gen iPad, just smaller, minus what I had said before about the pixels per inch. It doesn't appear to be something that would win you over if you already have a device. And in fact, I had a laundry list. Why would you want this and why wouldn't you want this? One of the reasons why you would want this is if you wanted an iPad, only smaller and cheaper. They start at $329. There is cellular wireless options available as well. That's a 16 gigger, which for all intents and purposes can be just fine if you are not an app addict like I am. $329, it's not exactly in the same range as other tablets that we've seen in this space, specifically in terms of screen size and capacity. I'm very careful when I reference raw speed of the processor, because without an optimized experience between the hardware and the software, you could have the fastest processor, but just a crappy experience in general. I'm not saying that there are crappy experiences out there, because remember, crappy is relative. You crave pocket-esque portability in a tablet. During the live stream this morning, which we did on YouTube during the announcements, someone said that they could get their Nexus 7 into their pocket. And I'm like, you have big pockets. Because I can't. I can, kind of, but there's no way I can sit down with that thing. Hello? So it's more pocketable, or should be more pocketable, even though the iPad mini will be a little wider than the Nexus 7, and it seems to be that way. It's closer to, something that isn't going to take two hands to hold or to actually navigate. Certainly, it will be smaller than the traditional iPad. Another reason you might want this is you've never owned an Apple tablet computer before. You never purchased an iPod or an iPhone. You never purchased the iPad. You wanted something in the middle, and that's exactly what Apple is aiming for. Here's the bottom line. Apple just wants you in their ecosystem. And if they sell one iPad mini at the cost of you buying a Nexus 7 or another Android tablet or any other competitor, they win. If they just sell one. If they remove the market share that other tablets are taking away from the iPad, that's their goal. So they could have priced it lower, sure. But Apple has never been known to be cheap. It is a premium brand, and people buy into that premium brand. It is a premium experience, and if that's something you want, yeah, the iPad mini should work just fine. Now, why wouldn't you want an iPad mini? One, you already own a larger iPad, and this is all you need. This is all you want. You don't want something smaller. You want something bigger. Well, if that's the case, you don't want to get an iPad mini. Really. Two, you believe that a mid-sized iOS screen just isn't that exciting. You want something larger. You want something sharper. You want something smaller. If it's in the middle and you're not in the middle, don't feel bad. Just because it's new doesn't mean that you have to rush out and get it or that you have to want one. If you don't want one, that's okay. And the third reason you wouldn't want this, $329, it's too much money to spend on a tablet. And that is a very valid assertion. I ended up spending $250 on the Nexus 7, and I do use it, but one of the things that I'd been disappointed with, and I don't really want to dive into it deeply enough, is that I couldn't find enough apps on Android compared to iOS. But again, as I spoke to in another video about the iPad experience, there are many options which you can choose from on iOS. And that's a part of what you're buying into. Not just the hardware. You're buying potentially into a wider array of applications being available for the hardware that you decided to purchase. And that does come, unfortunately, at a price. $329, maybe too much money. $250 may have been your threshold. Don't feel bad. They chose the price. Will people buy it? That remains to be seen. I think they're going to be hot sellers. It's going to be interesting to see what sells the most this holiday season in terms of the tablet space. Are we going to see cheaper tablets sell more? Are we going to see more expensive tablets sell more? Or are we going to see tablets that are right in the middle sell the most? Remains to be seen. So I will be getting one. It'll be on order. I will be unboxing it live when it does arrive here at the Gnomestead live on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. By the way, are you going to get one?